Birds of Prey, number 11, written by Dwayne Straczynski, art by Travel Foreman and Timothy Green. The second last issue we left off with the group of the Birds of Prey making their way through some jungle in order to try to save Ivy's life. They came across a building and Ivy said, "Bring me inside." And this basically is just the continuation of that, but we do a quick, I want to say flash ahead, but it says it's now. So in reality, this story takes place a week ago. So anyway, right now, there's some big building, some business, and they're just like, yes, we're going to do something that makes so much money. And then a person chimes up and is like, but it will also destroy the environment. Isn't that a problem? And they'll go, ha ha ha, we'll be making so much money, the environment won't even matter to us. To which point Poison Ivy busts into the room, vines are flailing, and says, okay, well, I'm going to kill you now. Then we cut back 1 week to the Amazon, and they're making their way through this building. They're being chased down by these weird plant monster things. And Poison Ivy keeps on telling them, like, hey, get me deeper inside. You got to get me all the way to the bottom level of this place, and then I will explain everything. And there is no time to argue as they're trying to hold back all these plant monsters. The one guy that was with them who flew them down into the Amazon, Layden, he gets his neck snapped. So, bye, Layden. But the rest of them finally make their way down to the bottom, and they bring Poison Ivy into just this essentially greenhouse-looking place, which, by the way, still has, like, open roof, like, sun access. So I don't know how they're deep in this facility with that, but regardless, she lays down and just starts, like, embracing the green in this place, and she's like, okay, here's the deal. This place belongs to a certain green positive company, which provided me my new outfit called a biosuit, and it gave me super enhanced abilities. But in doing so, turns out that I'm dying, and I only have 6 months left to live. And everyone's like, oh my God, Ivy, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. And she's like, yeah, don't worry about it. So then we flash back to the now scene in the business, and Ivy's got her tentacles around everybody, her vines, I mean, and Chief of Security comes in wearing what looks like a flamethrower, but it turns out to be a toxic defoliant, which will kill all plant life, so like nothing can ever grow back. And Poison Ivy's like, all right, go ahead and shoot, but you'll end up killing several members of your board if you do. And then the Chief of Security just looks over to the president of the company being like, hey, is it okay if I kill several members of the board? And he's like, yeah, whatever. And so then the members are like, are you serious right now? So then we cut back to a week ago again. And she says, like, by the way, these things, they're called perennials. They are pale imitations of me. Like, the company was trying to redo the human-plant hybrid that is me. And these are the results. All failures. But, yeah, no, I just want you guys to know that everything I did for the good of the team, okay? And they're like, what are you talking about, Ivy? And Ivy talks to the perennials and says, like, hey, guys, you can stand down. And then they all just stop. And Black Canary's like, I'm sorry, could you have done that at literally any point earlier? And she's like, yeah, I could. But there's a reason I wanted you down here. See, I've infected all of you with a toxin that's in your bloodstreams, and you've only got 6 months left to live. And everyone is, of course, understandably upset by that. And they all start trying to attack her. She just fights them all off, throwing them all aside. And basically what she's saying is, you need to help me. I'm going to go do some eco-terrorist things, and I need you guys to help me out with that. And they're all like, go to hell. And she's like, fair enough. But if you don't, like, I'll give you the antidote after 6 months if you help me. Like, I have it. I made the toxin. I can give you the antidote. But this is my last hurrah, and I need you to do this for me. If you don't, and any of you end up dying, the toxin in your bloodstream is like a spore thing, and it'll go out and infect other people, and then they'll infect other people until literally everyone in the world is dead within like a year's time. So, they're like, all right, you've got us in a tight situation here, Poison Ivy, but to make no mistake, we aren't friends anymore. To which Poison Ivy's like, yeah, whatever. Oh, that wasn't really on my radar. So then we cut back to now. The guy fires the plant defoliant, and as he goes to do so, the birds of prey bust into the building, and everyone is just like, oh, thank God, the birds of prey, Batgirl specifically. You're upstanding, law-abiding citizens of the crime-fighting community. You'll stop this terrorist, won't you? To which Starling then pulls out a gun, aims it at the chairman's head, and pulls the trigger. And that's where we leave off, is now everyone's just kind of working for Poison Ivy and her eco-terrorist stuff before she dies in 6 months. I gotta say, I've been really hard on this book for probably, I think, like 5 or 6 issues now, because it just felt kind of aimless. Last issue still felt aimless, but now that I know this is what it was leading up to, I like it. I think it's a solid direction for the book of, okay, the birds of prey, who are already in kind of hot water in terms of people think they're all murderers, is now going on an eco-terrorist thing against their will. I don't know. I enjoy that concept. I think it's a nice way to move forward with this book. It's giving it some sort of direction, which is very definitely needed. Art-wise, I do love Travel Foreman, but I don't know what they're doing to his art here. Maybe this is Timothy Green's art that I'm looking at, but boy, is it shaky in a lot of places. I don't even know what to put it on, honestly. I feel like I can tell the difference between the Timothy Green stuff and the Travel Foreman stuff, but it's shaky. So no points for art, unfortunately. For writing, though, I'll give it a 6.5. I think it's finally got a good direction. It's been spinning its wheels for so long. I'm just happy to see that they're doing something that is, just a basic ass story. They're not trying to run before they can walk here. It's just a basic story of, hey, Poison Ivy's blackmailing us and we have to do morally questionable things, as is the birds of prey nature. So, no, I'm interested in it, at least to see where it goes. I don't know if the artists continue over the course of it. If so, there might be some points deducted, because I really cannot overstate how shaky it is. But I'm at least interested. That's got to count for something.